Hey guys, it's been a while since we've made a video because we have been super duper busy, but today I'm going to harvest some of our rhubarb. This was already here from the previous owners. I've never had rhubarb before, so I'm gonna go harvest some because it is literally out of control, and I think I'm just gonna freeze it. I saw that you could do this. I'm gonna slice it and freeze it, and then if we want to make like a compote or rhubarb pie, strawberry rhubarb pie, then we can do that, but I'm not ready to do that now. We have too much going on. So I am going to go harvest the rhubarb, and then I thought later today, once it cools off, it's like hot today. I know I look amazing in my son's baseball cap, but it's what we have, and I don't know where my hats are. So I'm gonna go harvest that, and then once it cools off, I thought I would give you guys a garden tour of our yard. It is still very chaotic, but I kind of want to have this just for me to see like what it will be like in a couple of years, the yard. It's already changed a lot, and we've only been here for about a month. So anyways, I have my knife. I did some research and I have a knife. I'm going to go cut the rhubarb, and we'll see how it goes. Let's go see. All right, so the garden that it's in is there's a bunch of raised beds, and a lot of them are full of weeds. So I've slowly been working on that, but I'll kind of give you an overview and show you where the rhubarb is growing. A very large fenced in garden bed that we've already planted some lettuce and peas and such. Currently my strawberries are in there until I put up a bigger fence, because none of this is fenced in. So the rhubarb is back there by the boys. Do you see how huge this is? It's absolutely ridiculous. So let's go take...
How do we harvest rhubarb?
We cut it off.
The leaves off?
Yeah, so do you think we should harvest that big leaf? Put your hand on that leaf, Cooper. You can see one already bolted there. I've already cut off some of them, hoping that we can get a second harvest.
Why do you want
But
rhubarb?
let's go ahead and see what we got. Big one, I don't know that's ready. You want the stems to be red. I've heard that, and I'm just gonna cut it here at the stem, like so.
Really
See how easy that was?
Wow.
And the leaves are actually poisonous, and the green ones can actually make your stomach very upset. So we're gonna cut off the leaves, and we're gonna put them just in that pile right over there. So go ahead and hold the, oop. I kind of just,
So they are easy to cut.
so there you go.
What do I put?
So if you want to be in charge of holding these, Coop, you just throw them in that pile right there.
This whole thing?
No, this is a leaf. We're going to keep this. This is the part we're going to keep. Show everyone the rhubarb. Yep. It kind of looks like celery, and I guess it's tart.
Should I eat it?
Tart? What's tart?
You could eat it if you want, but we should, well, I guess you don't really need to wash it, but tart is like kind of sour. So
Can I
Carter, why
try
don't you
it?
fill them in here while I cut this. So I'm just going to try and cut it, no, wait, as far as I can to the stem. And
Cut it
here,
off.
go ahead and hold the leaf part.
But doesn't the green part make your stomach upset?
Yes, as long as it's red though.
Yeah.
See, some of these, like this one, is still really green. So you want the really red ones.
What about this one?
I think that one's still too green, but that leaf is huge.
Looks
Very
very
come
healthy.
in here. Yeah, you can help. Okay, you can turn it off. Here's what we harvested. There's still a bunch in there, but some of them are still not as red and a little bit small. So we're gonna let them go and let the plant just focus on those stems, since these look like they're pretty good. But that's like a thick, that is thick. All right, so yay for rhubarb. All right guys, for the yard / garden tour, I'm gonna start in the front yard. We have huge rhododendron trees, several of them all throughout like the entire front yard. They are beautiful, they are blooming right now. Pink flowers, red flowers, white flowers. They are so pretty. And along our front property line, we have hydrangeas along the whole thing, which they are slowly coming in. It's probably about 100 feet of hydrangeas all the way down there. And in between, there are pear trees. So there's one here, there's one there, and one over there. And then I think that is a pear tree as well. So this is kind of the very front of the property. And if I pan this way, here here's all the rhododendrons, and then our house is back there. So yeah, down here at this corner of the property, we have a grape / kiwi vineyard. So let's go take a look at that. I think maybe 4 or 5 grape plants, and they are very well established. They are growing up on this trellis here, and they're just starting to get their buds. Unfortunately, they were not pruned when they were supposed to, so that may become a problem. Okay, come back to me. So we did trim a few of these the other day because they were trailing all in these hydrangeas over here. They were just really out of control. Now, I hope we didn't ruin it. I did do some research, and if you cut them, they can bleed, and they are still dripping a little bit. So hopefully that stops and it doesn't damage the plant. But there's just so much. I don't know. I can't imagine what's gonna actually grow here. So we have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 boxes, but I believe in that front box there are kiwi. So over in this front box there are kiwi plants, and I know you have to have a female and a male. I'm not really sure, but there's both there. We'll see if they grow. They are starting to get their leaves. And yeah, so our property goes all the way over here. There's like some wildflowers that are growing over here, and it's just all kind of deeply wooded over this way. Now you may be wondering what these boxes are here, because I had no clue whatsoever. They're actually boxes for mason bees, and we were going to get those this year, but we decided not to, just because we don't really need a bumper crop of fruit. We have so much on our plate already. We don't need more to handle. I think we'll have plenty of fruit from the trees that are here. We didn't need the bees to make more fruit, because I really don't know what we're going to do with all of it. So that is an option. There are 3 boxes, and the boys are not the biggest fan of bees, so I didn't want that to impact them coming outside and that type of thing. So we didn't do bees this year. Here is another little center island with a bunch of rhododendrons, and I cleaned this out just the other day because, let me tell you, it was really out of control. So now walking up the side of the property, we have a couple of big pine trees here. There you can see our porch is completely shaded by some really nice trees. I couldn't tell you what they are. I really don't know. But maybe one of them is a lilac tree, that purple one over to the left. I'm not really sure. So you can see from here there's a greenhouse off of our deck, and then here's the garden. We have a couple of sheds over there. Yeah, so let's go take a look over here. So before we get to the garden beds, we have a very large apple tree here, and they are actually, they already flower, and there are already apples.
Whoa.
If these grow, we're gonna have a lot of apples, because this is a very large tree. It's huge. All right, and then I believe, I could be very, very wrong, I think this is a cherry tree. I'm not sure. There are still some cherry blossoms up here at the top, but I believe this is a cherry tree. Time will tell. They were pink flowers, so we'll see. Then we reach the garden area, and like I showed you earlier, there is this one really long bed here, and this bed is fully fenced, and the deer can't get in there. However, the other part of the garden is not fenced, and I tried to put my strawberries just in pots out there, came back the next morning, and they were destroyed. The deer found them, and I know it was deer because there were hoof prints in the bed, so that was frustrating. But I'll show you the garden bed. So here is another mason bee box. We have one bed here, which was really rocky. You can see that there's tons of weeds still in the bed. I've pulled this first one and it needs more soil, obviously. There's weeds everywhere. Like, this was so overgrown. I've tried to clean it up a little bit, but it's a work in progress. These are, I believe, raspberries and blackberries. I really don't like this at all in the middle. I think it's just a complete eyesore. There's so many wild blackberries. I don't think that we'll be keeping this. We'll probably keep it this year, but I can see taking this out next year. We have another bed here, and this one has asparagus in it. We have asparagus. Now, we didn't get out here. It has bolted. Unfortunately, we didn't get to harvest any of that, but there is asparagus. Then back here, she has some really nice pots, which I'm just going to take all these weeds out and put some nice flowers and move them somewhere else in the yard. I'm going to take these pallets out of here. There's some big Tupperware bins that I'm assuming she was growing something in, but those are all going to be taken out as well. And then all along this back fence here are blueberries, and I did put in a gooseberry plant down the end, and I put in a new blueberry plant here. You can see that they are starting to come back. I'm not sure if all these blackberries are alive. Like this one does not look alive. I don't know, we'll just have to see. But there is a new one there. We'll just replace them if they're not, but lots of blueberry plants. And then I believe this is another grapevine over here that is already flowering. Our rhubarb is in this corner. And then these over here in this little area are artichokes. So that's fun that those are already there. So yeah, this is our messy, messy garden. And yeah, we have our compost bin over there. There's actually some bamboo back in that back corner as well, which is interesting. I know that's pretty invasive, so we'll have to keep track and make sure that doesn't get out of control. This is the big garden bed that is fenced in. I just threw my strawberries in here. They really need to go in the ground, but they're just in pots for right now, but they are starting to flower. There's some chives. There were some snow peas that popped up, so we transplanted those. They seem to still be alive. A basil plant that's not doing so well. We did plant some more snow peas. Those are just starting to pop up there. And then we have two very long rows of lettuce and kale. I think there's a couple of different types of lettuce and kale. And then we'll save this for more summer crops over here.
I want to see the things that you did.
This is my garden bench that Jeremy made me. It's eventually going to go over here in front of the greenhouse, so I have an area to work because the greenhouse is quite warm this time of day. So yeah, but there is a really nice greenhouse. All this wood needs to be removed. These people really liked wood, and it's just not a good thing to have close to your house, so we're going to take it out. But this is the greenhouse. Most of this was still already in here. It needs to be tidied up, but I think it has great potential to be really cute and useful. Like, she has some really nice things in here and a fan, so pretty cool. Okay, then on either side we have this big fence here, and on either side we have these trees, and I cannot remember the name of them, but they're very unique. I think they're from Asia or something. I don't know, but they grow on this trellis here that was here. It's very interesting. I wasn't a big fan of it, but now I actually kind of like it. There's one on each side. There's some big pots here. There are some big pots here that we'll put tomatoes in. We've already planted them, and then we'll transplant them into these big barrels. Over here we have a voluntary maple tree that we will be taking out and transplanting that somewhere else. We have a bunch of peonies. I'm not sure what these are. Are these hostas? I'm not sure at all. And then we have this beautiful big flower over here that is starting to open. It is so beautiful. I don't know if that's, I don't know what that is either. I really need to find out. And then some more peonies over here. So this is kind of just like a little side flower garden, but it's off of the back deck here and next to the greenhouse. So this area is really cute. Okay, then just a scope of the rest of the yard. We have a large open shed, and then this other, I have no idea what the shed was used for. It really is not in good shape. It needs a new floor. So we're not really using that. We threw a doghouse in there that was on this platform, which we're going to take out. We're gonna mulch all around these trees in the center area here and behind this little retaining wall. So we have this huge grass area in the front, and then the property goes all the way to that red fence back there. And I'm not sure if either of those are fruit trees or not. They're in the grass. I don't know. We also have a basketball court. I think it's a half court. There was a pool there. We just removed it and power washed that, so that's looking much better. Cooper just planted some sunflowers over here the other day. They have not popped up yet. And then we have some other plants. I'm not really sure what they are. Maybe another peony there. Some more bulbs that are popping up. We have ivy down here, which is in a pot, thank goodness, because ivy can be just horrible. We have Miss Mapey here on the deck. Hey girl. She's so cute. And we're going to be repainting the deck very soon. We've been contemplating whether to just tear it out or paint it, but I think we've decided we're going to replace the boards that are rotting and just paint it, power wash it and paint it, and see if we can get a couple more years out of it to save a little bit of money for now. All right, then let's see, there is a big retaining wall here, and on the other side these were all daffodils going all the way down, and there's some other stuff in here. There's strawberries, there's succulents, all kinds of things. As I was pulling weeds, which there's still a lot of weeds, so don't judge, but there's all kinds of succulents in here, and I believe there were strawberries. Yeah, there's strawberries here. It doesn't look like they're doing so well. They probably need some soil, and looks like it was in a pot. Someone just dumped it out. And there's more strawberries all along here. So lots of interesting things just growing in this bed. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the yard / garden tour. Again, I'm mostly doing this for myself so that in a year or a couple years or 5 years down the road, I can see what the yard looks like and how much it's changed. I've been not so great at taking pictures of before and after before we do stuff, so hopefully this will help me remember what it looks like now and what it will look like hopefully different in the future. We'll see. All right, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you next time. Bye.